Yo guys, what is up? Today this is the video. This is my first Naruto what if on my channel. What if Naruto and met Kakashi earlier when he was younger. Okay. So this is gonna be Naruto. We cut to when Naruto is we cut to a 4-year-old Naruto who's running from some villagers. At this point, Don's already spilled the beans about the Nine Tails attack and stuff like that. In this one, Naruto has actually 75%, 75% of the Nine Tails instead of the 50%. The Minato was only able to use the Reaper Death Shield only get 25% of the Nine Tails, and he decided to screw it. We have to steal the other 25% inside of Naruto, not the other 75%. He says there wasn't any other options. Kakashi wasn't there. Since he thought about giving part of it to Kakashi, like 25% of it to Kakashi, since he had high enough chakra reserves then. And then for that, so yeah, back to the time of when Naruto was 4. As I said, he was running from some villagers, and then eventually, Ambu man, a man in what is it? Yeah, in an Ambu costume with a fox-like mask, says, "What are you doing? What are you villagers doing?" It's like we're about to beat the demon. As the man says, "You cannot do that, because if you kill him, the Nine Tails will be released, and it will come back to destroy this village." It's like, we don't care. This brat needs to die. He's like, "I will not allow you." As he turns on his Sharingan flares up, it temporarily turns into the Mangekyo. Since he views Naruto like a son ever since he saw him, he's like, I am going to protect him with all my life. And that's what he did. You know, as they all just get scared and ran away. As a young Naruto suddenly says, "Who are you?" As he says, as a man takes off his mask and says, "My name is Kakashi Hatake." Well, Hatake. Your father was my sensei, actually. He's like, "Huh? My father was your sensei?" Yes, he was. He was a great man and a formidable shinobi. It's like, thank you for saving me. He's like, "No problem, kid. No problem, Naruto." He's like, "How do you know my name?" I'm one of the zombies that was sent to protect you by the third Hokage himself. So you're somewhat of a bodyguard. Yes, sorta. As he's like, "I will come to get you sometime. I will train you when you're a bit older, when you're around 6 or 7. Few years before you have to enter into the academy of the so you become a shinobi of the leaf." It's like, okay. It's like, okay, as he says. As then you fast forward two years later, when Naruto is 6, he starts to train with Kakashi. They mainly work on his like chakra control and stuff, and then they mainly work on his chakra control for a year. And then I would say that it's like like before tuning, like second stage of like no, actually the pre Shippuden actually, yeah, pre Shippuden. And that's the Naruto even trained the chakra control while Kakashi wasn't even there. And then we and this one, not Kodama is nicer too. No, he's actually a nice person, but the reason why he hates humans is because he's just been used for war over and over. And then this one, Naruto is also going to be like a prodigy too. And since the Nine Tails isn't blocking him, he can do better in his chakra control and stuff like that. as he says, as he's like, as one day, after training, not to train too hard, so he passed out. As he's in a mindscape, as he's in his mindscape, as he sees a big cage, and as he sees all he can see in the cage is red eyes. As he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I," as Kurama said, as Ninetales says, "I am the nine-tailed fox." And I want to say sorry, for I'm the reason why the villagers are treating you like that. As he can feel how that Kurama was telling as the Ninetales was telling the truth. He's like, "It's okay. I think I can understand why. You look like you've just been used for war and power. What's to destroy this village? Yes, and if you release the seal, I can give you some things, and it can help you progress further." He's like, "For real?" It's like, "Yes." As he goes to open the cage, as he's about to open it, but then that man stops him. As he's like, he sees a blonde man and a blonde haired man with hair a bit down with some hair a bit down the side of his head on each side, and then a woman with long beautiful red hair and blue eyes just like him. As they're like, "Who are you two?" It's like, hey Naruto. As the man says, "Hey Naruto." As he sees the Hokage tires, he's like, Are you the fourth Hokage?" "Yes, and I am your father, Minato Namikaze. That is your mother, Kushina Uzumaki." It's like, "Why are we about to release the K?" It's like, "Oh, so Kurama can, no, as he says, oh, so Kurama, no, as the Ninetales can help and train. He said he was going to give me a few things, and once I release the seal, it can also unlock some of the chakra. It will stop me. It'll stop me from holding back. With this. Well, thank you to whoever just subscribed. And then after that, they talk for a little, and they're like, "Okay, you can release the seal." As he's like, "Okay," as he opens the seal, as Naito gets out, like, "Thank you." And then he says to Minato and Kushina, "I'm sorry for killing you two, taking you away from your son. I didn't want to do it." And in Ninetales' voice, they're like, "It's okay, Kadama. You did. You were controlled." As I'm gonna say, as he says, "What do you mean by?" Oh yeah, as Minato puts his head on Naruto's, so he can fully understand it, and you get the information that he had. And and then he's gonna be able to do this to all the village elders and stuff like that later. And he's like, no. So after they get that done, they try to, as Minato and Kushina teach Naruto as much as they can. As Kushina and Minato give them each a sword made that Kushina made especially for them. Kushina's is a blood red, while Minato's is a sun yellow, basically, which basically represents their hair color and what they're useful for. As Kushina's allows her of course, Ninetales chakra through it, which she used to do a lot with the Ninetales. She would ask the Ninetales for some chakra since she would actually talk to the Ninetales, and then she would basically she would be able to do that, which adds a lot more striking power, and it's even strong enough to create air slashes. And Minato's, he can course lightning chakra through to add extra ability to cutting, making it more swifter, and he can add water chakra too. So now I'm saying Minato had a water chakra infinity in this. As in this one, they see as Minato hands Naruto chakra paper as he puts chakra through it. As in it did basically everything for the 5 nature chakras, and then it did something else. A small explosion came off of it. Black lightning struck, and black lightning started to come off the paper, and then it completely burned up with black flames. You guys don't know what release these are? These are none other than Storm Release, Blaze Release, aka Sasuke and Taji's Amaterasu, and Explosion Release. Explosion Release. As all 3 of them are just shocked. As even the Nine Tails is shocked. He's like, if I have black fire, it must mean I also have yin release too. Then basically, I was like, what do you mean? Since I could tell, since I'm gonna say that Naruto knows a lot about the elements, since he's actually a lot in the libraries and stuff, thanks to Kakashi. And then he read about the all 5 chakra natures and yin and yang release, yin yang and yin yang release. As he's like, must be a combination of fire release and yin release. As like, since yin is the element of destruction, or of darkness and destruction. It looks like this is the destructive fire. It's like, oh, it is true. It's like, have I been doing? As Kushina also says, how you been doing, Naruto? It's like, oh, I've been doing okay. This man Kakashi has been looking over me, watch me, make sure I'm okay. As Minato says, what do you mean by to make sure you're okay? As he basically explains like everything that the villagers do and stuff, that he wasn't even allowed in stores if it hadn't been for Kakashi and stuff like that. As he only says, the only person that would accept me is Teiichi of the Ichiraku Ramen Shop. Which they're like, oh. As I'm saying, Minato and Teiichi were actually good friends, and Teiichi actually knew about that. Naruto actually knew about them being pregnant. Kushina being pregnant. So, and when he saw how Naruto looked, he looked fairly similar to Minato. He welcomed Naruto with open arms. He doesn't care about him being the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Anything of his friend Minato would want for him is he won't care. He will allow Naruto anytime whenever he needs it. Hey, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just had to grab me a water bottle. So as I was saying, as Minato and Kushina hear this, they're happy that Minato's happy that Teiichi and Kakashi are looking over them. So is Kushina, but they're also furious at the same time. As then, out of nowhere, an older man in a Hokage attire with similar hair to Naruto would pop up. As they would say, "Who are you?" As he's like, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it. As they say, but I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Like, that's the thing. I'm you from a different timeline in the future. A different future timeline, basically. I'm from the original universe. I was sent here by by creator himself. And I'll come down there and say, "Hey, stop breaking the fourth goddamn wall, you crackhead." He's like, okay, ow, dang. You have to chop me on the head like that. Well, next time, don't break the fourth wall. I'll just chop him on the head 4 times, basically. He's like, okay, ow, stop doing that. Like, okay, continue. I was like, anyways, as I just said, as I just said, and then I'm here to help train you. Training me. Well, I'm basically training myself. I'll never die. See the day. And so, yeah, basically they all teach him. Like Naruto teaches him how to use like KCM and stuff like that. And he also teaches Naruto how, and he also teaches him how to use like the six pass stage mode and stuff like that. And I'll say this is after like Momoshiki and stuff like that. And this is a slight manga spoiler. And it's also after like basically a few hundred years. So during this time, Momoshiki has actually took over Boruto's body, and Ishiki took over Kawaki's body. Yeah. As after that, they would go and get, yeah. Basically, after that, they would go and train Naruto, the younger one. As Kushi would teach him in steels, water style and earth style. As Minato would teach him in fire style, lightning style, lightning style, and yeah, and also how to use like flying Raijin, and they would both train him in Kenjutsu, which Naruto likes to use both his blades, which he would use them even if he doesn't have to. No, he has them on his. He basically has both of them on his back. He has a holster like, if you guys know Zuko from Avatar, basically how he has his swords. Like it looks like it's one sword on the back, but it's actually two swords. As their basically holsters are like that, but they'll change them later on. So after that, they would get done. So after they train and the four of them fade away in the small time he had, and but Naruto learned a lot. He mastered flying Raijin. Even from the basics of flying Raijin and that Minato taught him, he made his own style of flying Raijin, which he called the lightning howl. No, actually, he says, he calls it the thunder's call. So yeah, which he combines lightning chakra with the flying Raijin seal. It allows him to travel even faster, like 10 times faster than Minato actually. Minato and Kushina are still watching this, since I'll say that they're watching Naruto's life. They're just shocked. Even Minato's shocked the most. He's like, he's 10 times faster than I even was. That's what they call me Yellow Flash 2.0. I just started to laugh to himself. And then during this time, Naruto woke up. They also, as one day, went in Kakashi's dream, Minato and BRB. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I had to eat my dinner. So after that, as I was saying, I'm just gonna cut to when the start of the academy. And during this time, Naruto showed he was in the elders the memories of what Minato saw, and the Uchiha clan massacre isn't gonna happen. So Bakugo, I do too much. I did way too many in my hair. what is. So basically, Naruto, and Sasuke is more willing to make friends and stuff, and he has a different goal this time. So the first day of the academy, well, it's the sparring matches. They do sparring matches to use better, not to see to test everyone. As he said, as is Naruto versus Sasuke. Now the girls are cheering on for Sasuke, as they see that basically after that he eventually, they start to fight, and I'm just gonna say Naruto absolutely mollywopped Sasuke with minimal ease. You know how it was Naruto? Just imagine Naruto versus Kakashi, but it's an 8-year-old Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto's Kakashi, Sasuke is Naruto. He's like, don't let an enemy get behind you. I basically just hit the secret finger jutsu. I was like, ah! As basically he just as Naruto, as Eddie says, 1,000 years of death. As that basically makes Sasuke and puts Sasuke to submission. As I was just looking like, what the hell type of technique was that? As he's like, I basically like, imagine what people do with their guns sometimes, like when they blow the smoke off of them. Basically, imagine Naruto doing that with his fingers. He was like, perfect. And the girls are like, no way. There's no way you beat Sasuke-kun. Basically that. Basically like that. They don't say that he cheated. As Eddie turns his eyes to, as Eddie's eyes flare to Ninetales, like it's like, I beat him fair and square. And if you have a problem with it, fight me. Fight me, you bunch of bitches. As everyone went silent, I was like, that's what I thought. Unless you have something to say to me, say it to my face. Then Naruto just barely tries in the academy, makes it seem like he's dead last. Because he plays off surprising everyone all the day. On that day. Naruto even created some of his jutsu of his own too during this time. As almost like he creates lightning style lightning tiger, lightning style lightning typhoon tiger, dragon's barrage, fire style fire snake, water style multi water dragon barrage, and also the earth style, basically an earth style jutsu, where he basically makes, he can turn any form of earth into anything he wants. He could turn it into quicksand, but it has to be anything involved with earth or made of earth. So basically, he can make stuff into metal too, like slippery metal and stuff like that. Ever wonder why I make him do this? Because basically, Earth is basically reformed. Earth broke down and reformed. Basically, it's just something more durable and harder. So basically, it's a form of Earth. And the metal release KKK Kai is made of fire, earth, and water, earth, and fire. It's a KK Tota basically. And you guys comment down below if you guys want me to give them other KK Kais, or just comment stuff you want me to do with them, and I'll think about what to do on how to include it. And also tell me shit in the comments down below. I'm gonna do to the team selections. I'm gonna say. And so after this, they go and do so we cut to halfway through the academy in their second year. This time they're 10 years old. As one day, during this time, basically the girls live into two different fan clubs. Naruto fan club and the Sasuke fan club. And some of the girls realized that Naruto isn't a demon. He's actually a nice person. And some of them actually grew a crush on him. And they're fighting for his attention or affection. And I'm gonna add this. And the leader for each one is, for one is Naruto's is it's Ino. Yeah, actually it's Hinata. And then the Sasuke one is Sakura. As for this one, yeah, and then one day all the boys go up to him is try to jump Naruto because of all the popularity he's getting from the girls and stuff. Except for Sasuke. This time he and Naruto are grew to be really close. Almost brothers. And then this time, I'm saying that Sasuke met his future self. So, and he gained his Rinnegan and stuff like that. And he got his Eternal Mangekyo already. He's training still. And like his chakra control, how to get better at genjutsus and stuff like that. He already knows like fire stuff. Like actually, I'm saying that he already knows the Chidori too. I'm gonna say, and he's able to turn his Rinnegan on and off too. So yes, I'm making Naruto and Sasuke on P and S, and I don't really care about it. You just got to suck it up. And so after this, all the boys except for Sasuke try to jump Naruto, which they somewhat do, as Naruto just starts to fight him, and also other than Shikamaru and Choji too, because he grew to be pretty good friends with them as well. Basically, it's basically just a 4-man group: Naruto, Sasuke, Choji, and Shikamaru. And so yeah, after that, all the other boys except for Sasuke, Shikamaru, and Choji all try to jump Naruto, which this gets him pretty angry as he flares up into his 6-pass Sage mode. As in a flash, all the boys are knocked out. I just wanted to throw that in there. Before the graduation exam, the only people who know of his true power are Kakashi, Hiruzen, Shikamaru, Choji, and Sasuke. And they know their true power too. So yeah, after that, they go ahead and get ready for the final exams as the boys meet up and as they say good luck to each other in the test with everyone passing their cannon. But Naruto decides, you know what, I'm gonna shock everyone. As he basically does his sides, as he says, Konjutsu. As he says, as then a bunch of different, as Ruka says, good job. Naruto, as he's starting to say Naruto's name, as he's like, hold up, I ain't done. As he basically says, fire style, fire clone. What? Lightning style, lightning clone. Water style, water clone. As he basically, and then he says, explosion style, explosive clone. And also, storm style, storm clone. And then finally, inferno clone, inferno style, inferno clone. Which those are, and also the shadow clone too. Can't have Naruto without his signature Kagami Jutsu. So basically, they does all that, and Iruka is like, congratulations, Naruto. And I'm gonna say, just in his closing, just imagine his cannon. No, basically what he wears in the last, but but it's red and yellow. Where the black is, it's yellow, and where the orange is, it's red. Basically, when Eddie wears black gray shinobi pants, as a remembrance of Kakashi. And during this time, it, I'm gonna say that Kakashi actually adopted Naruto. So Naruto's name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Hatake. As like, as you wonder, like, yeah, that's confusing. I would, as basically afterwards, they all get their headbands, and then they get ready to pick off the teams. As he says, as Iruka says, teammate, teammate. See, no, Shino Aburame, Kiba Inzuka, Kiba Inzuka and Akamaru, and Sakura Haruno. Well, Team 10, Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamichi, and Ino Yamanaka. And Team 11, Neji Hyuga, Rock Lee, and Tenten. And then lastly, Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Hinata Hyuga. As that's what I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Have a good day. See ya.